Welcome to Bogota, Colombia, a city that represents global change. Welcome to the convening of a movement that has never wavered in its pursuit of social justice, restoring dignity to the Global South, and transforming drug policy into one rooted in dignity, health, and rights. Since 1990, Harm Reduction International, the Harm Reduction International Conference, has been more than a meeting. It has been a platform for solidarity, learning, and the assertion of human rights. And today at HR25, we gather not just to reflect, but to reimagine and reclaim. HR25 is not just a conference, it is a milestone. At a time when exclusionary ideologies are gaining ground and inequity threatens our progress, this gathering has never been more vital. The war on drugs remains a war of oppression. It is not just a policy, it is a war on people. Punitive drug policies have devastated lives, fueled violence, and destabilized entire nations, especially across the global majority. This so-called war on drugs has never been about public health. It has enriched profiteers and criminalized poor people. It has targeted the vulnerable while enriching those at the top of the supply chain. And yet, even now, we see a doubling down on failed strategies. Cuts to the foreign aid by the US administration reflect a continued disregard for those living with the consequences of imperialist policies. These actions deepen injustice instead of addressing it. Undoubtedly, the turbulence in the global health driven by the US administration's cuts to aid programs will feature prominently in this conference and in the conversations, both in the meeting rooms and in the cafes and hallways. The turbulence is impacting harm reduction and drug policy work, and our sector must participate in the many conversations taking place around Global Health 2.0. We have never backed down. Our movement has endured, has adapted, and has risen time and time again to champion health, dignity, and human rights. HR25 is a time to regroup, refocus, recommit to building a future that is self-sustaining, one rooted in domestic ownership and local leadership. Choosing Bogota is no coincidence. It's a declaration. Colombia has lived the realities of drug prohibition more painfully than most. For decades, it bore the costs of a policy imposed from beyond its borders. But now, demonstrating the power of civil society in collaboration with government, Colombia is leading with courage, clarity, and showing the world what is possible when governments choose harm reduction over punishment, science over ideology, and inclusion over marginalization. The facts speak for themselves. Forced eradication of cocoa crops has been reduced by 60%. Colombia has advanced international dialogue, including a resolution to review the global drug control system, passed at the latest CND in March and opposed by the United States. Colombia stands as both a witness to the past and as an architect to the future. Also, this moment is deeply personal. 20 years ago, I was living on the streets of Cape Town, and as someone who uses drugs, I found no place that welcomed me. 15 years ago, alongside a few dedicated volunteers, we opened South Africa's first non-abstinence-based drop-in center. We didn't even know that it was harm reduction. All that we knew was people needed compassion, not condemnation. It was lonely. We were criticized, but we kept going. 10 years ago, I attended my first harm reduction conference in Malaysia. Finally, I felt seen. I felt home. I felt like I had a place I could call home. Today, I find myself here through no effort of my own, but because of the kindness and acceptance of others, and because this movement created space for someone just like me. It created a place that I felt that I belonged. because this movement refused to give up on people like me. That is the essence of harm reduction. HR25 is not only about harm reduction, it is about us reclaiming power. It is about ensuring that our policies are shaped by science, evidence, and above all, by humanity, not by ideology, prejudice, politics, or profit. We stand on the shoulders of giants like Pato O'Hare and Ernie Drucker and the countless pioneers who gave birth to and nurtured the harm reduction movement. There are also many whose names we may never know, but whose impact we feel every single day. This knowledge, this history, it belongs to all of us. It belongs to this movement. It is a knowledge that cannot be taken away from us. To our local partners, Acción Técnica Social, thank you for partnering with us. And to the Colombian government, we thank you. Your leadership and your faith in this cause have made this gathering possible. Thank you. Let us seize the moment. Harm reduction is not a service. It is a philosophy. It's a way of seeing the world. It is something we all live on a daily basis. As Latin American harm reductionists and the Latin American network of people who use drugs have demonstrated to us all, harm reduction and human rights are inseparable. Let us deepen our understanding, elevate our strategies, and reaffirm our unwavering commitment to a future built on health, dignity, and human rights for all. Together, we can sow the seeds of change and harvest a future grounded in justice and compassion. And I thank you all.